Good evening. My video is about USAA. Uh, as a company here, I'm here to talk about their code of conduct and how it has changed, which hasn't done too much, but their code of conduct, their core values, and then I'll go on to explain their suppliers, their need for suppliers, and what their suppliers are subject to. So USAA, as we all know, is a insurance company that handles auto, life insurance, property insurance. It is always also a banking institution, financial assistance in many different aspects. USAA has been around since 1920. It was started by a few military men who at that time were paying extremely high to have some type of insurance or security. And they started this small business and they just said, okay, I'll put in this amount. If something goes wrong with your vehicle, we'll have a pot here to cover it, and vice versa. And it started with a few of them, and now it is one of the biggest insurance companies that we have in the industry. Um, Over the years, they have added over life insurance and auto and property, and well, they've always had auto. I sound corrected, but property in many different aspects. USAA is known for their military service. As I stated, it was started by military individuals, so it prides on this military service. Those are our members. I am actually an employee of USAA. I've been that for roughly about 3 years now, and I am a prior military spouse, so I do have a strong connection with them. Now, in stating the military, this is how their code of ethic does go hand in hand. USAA's code of ethic, it does state it's committed to the highest standards of ethics and professional conduct in day-to-day businesses, operations, as well as during interaction with members, customers, employee, the communities in which we live and work for, and businesses which we are affiliated with. Corporate businesses' activities and individual director conduct must reflect good judgment and be consistent with USAA's core values of service, loyalty, honesty, and integrity. Those core values are all throughout the building in the office. If you do not know them, something is wrong. But within saying that, it hasn't been too many changes over the years for USAA. I do know they made a change where they're now starting to open membership to people that are not service connected. It wouldn't be membership gained as far as like auto and property insurance, but banking membership has been offered. I don't think that goes hand in hand too much with the code of conduct, but that has been one of the major changes that they've done thus far alongside with their suppliers. As I stated, USA does many different services for its members. So its suppliers can vary. One of the suppliers that I know we have is IBM. As far as the electronics that we have in the office, another supplier would be our contractors, and those are people that we partner with basically to do work for our members or even do work for us. I'm going to discuss more of the IBM and our contractors aspect because those people are subject to a whole different set of code of conduct. Yes, they are subject to the code of conduct, which I explained, but they also have to withhold different aspects within their company in order to be affiliated with USAA. Some of them tend to be, they have to have no conflict of interest. They have to be basically a good and prudent person within the community that they're serving. They have to have no, follow all type of harassment laws and so forth in their state. They have to uphold confidentiality. Basically, they have to be able to secure the financial security of our members as what we do. One of the things I do know, I work in the property department, and I'm the one who's able to scan the contractors to see if they should be a part of our program. Along with the documents that they sign as far as confirming that confidentiality, we also do have the issue where we have to check their past. We have to see what they have done. Has their code of conduct in their company in line with the one that we carry for ourselves? Are they living our core values that we have for ourselves? These are things that we actually look for when we're dealing with different contractors or suppliers. I can take the BP instance. BP is not a company that USA will typically affiliate themselves with, for the simple fact of all the effects and negative effects that they've had over the community. So companies like, I have one company we just added, which was a Jenkins Restoration, which is a contracting company. They almost they went through a lot of hoops, and we had to get a lot of documentation, because if you have a company that's putting your name behind you, you have to be able to live up to those same values of that company. Um, as far as supplies that didn't make it, I do know we were working on different negotiations between Apple, Google, and Samsung. I know for a fact Samsung wasn't one that was able to be a part of that program because of all the negative feedback they're getting from their appliances. So, alongside with living that role, you have to, your word is basically your bond, and you have to be able to live behind it and stand behind your product. We stand behind our core values. We live them day by day. We handle them. We speak them. We preach to them. So if we're gonna get a company that's a part of USAA, they have to be able to do the same. So you can't say that you're committed. You can't commit yourself to service and have integrity, and then your product fails. So this is why the scanning process is very as strategic as it is when we're trying to get different suppliers and contractors. Other than that, that is quite it. I'm doing my checklist here. Um, Yep. So overall, I mean, the USA has been around since 1920. It's always been ahead of its competitors. We've had, some struggles along the way as far as like environmental things. You have to understand USA is a huge company that has almost 20,000 employees, and we serve over 400 million customers. So we have offices all throughout the US. And that is one of the issues that we have as far as keeping up with the state regulations for the environmental factors. That is something that comes into play. However, it is a work in product, because we do work in process, because we do live to our core values and our code of conduct, and that is definitely to do a service, to have integrity, to be loyal, and to be honest. So if there's a downfall, we're going to address it and fix it. And in those different areas, there are some areas for opportunity in which we're working on. But other than that, we do live by those core values, and that will not change. Fortunately for USA, unfortunately for my project, USA is not a company that has changed their core values over the years. It's been the core values I'm reading for in the code of conduct has been the same since about 2001. So not too much has changed for them. My biggest thing is, if it's not broken, there's no need to fix it. So it hasn't been broken for over 10 years. No need to fix it. Thank you for your time.